So I know I'm like wearing the same jumper as last time, but this is pretty much the only normal jumper I have here in Australia, because in Australia it was warm most of the time, but now it's cold. So yeah, this is only one like presentable jumper I have at home. So I'm so sorry. Yeah. So I want to make another video about intuitive eating, and today discuss about why I think intuitive eating interrupts or dieting, or why dieting interrupts intuitive eating. So yeah, where to begin? So last time we talked about why some people don't believe that intuitive eating exists, and one reason I brought up was that those people come from years and years of probably, I can't speak for everybody, but probably from my own experience, those people can come from past of dieting, and they have lost all the connection with their like hunger cues or intuitive eating. And yeah, of course it's very debatable. Some people believe in dieting and maybe like moderate dieting or whatever. Yeah, so everybody can have their own opinions, obviously, but I believe that we have so much better option to dieting, and it's intuitive eating. Like even if you're overweight or even if you want to get healthy or whatever, I think intuitive eating wins all the time. And there has been so many studies that show that intuitive eating actually can help you lose weight healthfully if your body needs it. And also intuitive eating can actually make you eat more healthfully, like naturally. And this has been definitely my own experience. For example, when you are dieting, like from my own experience, I develop so many unusual cravings. Like I was never the kid who was eating junk food or processed food in my childhood. But somehow, the more I started dieting and controlling what I ate, and also when I had orthorexia, the more I wanted to binge on junk food and processed food and all this kind of stuff. And even now, like when I'm even now when I'm intuitive eater, I have eliminated all these kinds of like excessive cravings. Of course, I still eat some junk food, processed food, and I don't give a damn about that. But at the same time, like my natural cravings, hunger cues are so much in balance, and I would say like leaned towards to rather like a healthy home cooked meals or whatever. Of course, for everybody, healthy food can mean different things, but yeah, I generally like see my eating quite like in balance and healthy. And yeah, I feel very good doing it. But when I was dieting, restricting, trying to force myself to eat healthy as possible, then the more unhealthy cravings I had, the more I was binging on junk food, processed food, things like French fries or cookies, or like Nutella with bread and peanut butter, and yeah. So I would say when I was trying to eat healthy, then I always ended up binging on the unhealthy foods. But now when I don't have any restrictions, I eat intuitively, I include all kinds of foods in my diet, then it's very imbalanced, and it's not like I can be very healthy for a week and then binge on junk for the next week or something. Yeah, I don't have any more these extremes. And yeah, therefore I see that intuitive eating, health-wise, it's so much sustainable. or so much more sustainable than restricting and then binging. And yeah, just being in this like unhealthy cycle of always like, yeah, restricting like unhealthy foods and then binging on unhealthy foods. And for your body, it's so stressful to be in this cycle. If you eat healthfully and it's working for you, and you are eliminating unhealthy foods and it's working for you, and then it's fine and there is nothing wrong with it, as long as you are happy and healthy. But if you feel or if you experience that your healthy eating is making you obsessed, making you have food related stress, making you binge prone, making you constantly overeat on junk foods, or you have to have the cheat day, you need a cheat day in your diet, then I would say that something is not working what you're doing, because clearly it's not sustainable as you are doing it right now, because you have all this disordered eating symptoms. And also things like emotional eating. I thought that I'm an emotional eater and there's something wrong with me emotionally, and that's why I binge on junk food. But when I eliminated my eating disorder and I'm now back to intuitive eating, I don't have this emotional eating anymore. So I think it's very interesting. And also, if you blame your food binges to food addiction, like sugar is addicting and that's why I always binge on these cupcakes or something, then I also want to tell you to think, have you been dieting? Have you been restricting those foods? And maybe it can be just a side effect of restriction. Because honestly, I also thought that I'm addicted to foods like sugar, fats, junk food, processed food. And yeah, I knew all the science behind the food addiction or whatever, and it seems logical to believe it. And I'm not saying it's not true, but in my experience it all went away when I stopped restricting and when I recovered from my eating disorder like bulimia and orthorexia. Okay, so this is the one aspect why dieting, it seems that it can make you healthier and it can have like a good reason, like a solid good reason, like I want to be healthy, and this is, yeah, it's a worthy reason to include more healthful foods to your diet and stuff like that. But at the same time you have to see that has it become out of balance, or is it really healthy what you're doing? Do you have any eating disorder symptoms, or just like disordered eating symptoms? And yeah, okay, so another aspect I want to talk about, besides food restriction, like only eating clean or whatever, also like calorie restriction. And if you're dieting to make a caloric deficit in your body and to lose weight, then of course I'm not taking this away from anybody who has done it and done it successfully and sustainably for life. And this is only me, what I've learned, and blah 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 blah. But at the same time, this is why I wrote my book, like the Brainwashed Diet Induced Eating Disorders. Simply there is so much study, and I've seen it on my body and so many like examples of people, and like statistics show that 99% of the diets fail long term. And it means that yes, maybe you can diet and lose weight for 1 year and keep it off for a few years or something, but after 5 years all the studies show that normally the dieters will regain the weight, and sometimes regain even more weight as they started with. Because if you calorie restrict, your body starts to compensate, and your body starts to slow down your metabolism, digestion. You will not feel so warm, you will be cold all the time, and it's the sign that your body has slowed down. And you can even start to experience the starvation mode or metabolic damage, or there is so many names to this syndrome or symptom. Like the starvation mode is the point when your body slows down to protect you from further like starvation, because when your body is on a diet, it doesn't know that you are just trying to lose weight, to be healthy or look good or whatever. Your body thinks that you are starving. And it's the same thing when you are underweight, normal weight, even overweight. Your body still takes dieting as starvation. So yeah, and that's why even to lose weight, our body needs enough calories to burn excess fat or to increase the metabolism, also to fix any like hormonal imbalance, and so many systems that are in our body that is not working. And dieters think, I have said it in my other videos, dieters think that if we starve ourselves, diet or like restrict calories, then we only burn fat. But we don't only burn fat. Your body actually wants to keep the fat on because it will be so beneficial, because it thinks that you are in a state of famine. And for example, your body rather wants to let go of muscle tissue, because muscle tissue will burn more calories. So your body wants to burn as less calories it can, so it wants to get rid of the muscle tissue. And that's why many dieters who will like lose weight, some of it will be also muscle loss, and you will lose muscle. And also you will lose water weight, and it seems that at first the weight loss is very rapid and it's working, it's successful, whatever, but you are just losing much water weight like initially. And also your body will start to cannibalize itself, and therefore any result that you have from dieting must be maintained from chronic undernourishment. And that means that if you want to maintain your weight loss forever, for the rest of your life, then you have to keep on doing the same thing. And that means that you have to keep on you have to keep your body in a state of undernourishment, and this can't be healthy for a long run. And that's why there is no long-term scientific studies that show that diets work long-term, because nobody can keep dieting forever, and therefore nobody can sustain the diet results, and they will regain the weight back. And by dieting, besides of metabolism, hormonal damage, you will like have so many other physical damage what you can't see from the outside, but you can see in the inside, like vitamin and mineral loss, and your organs start to shrink. And yeah, and people think that no, like this only happens when you are like starving yourself, or you are like doing this crazy like fasts or whatever. But for example, the Minnesota starvation experiment, the men in the experiment ate 1,500 calories, about one, or like precisely 1,570 calories a day. But some people think this is totally normal number to eat every day or lose weight or whatever. But in this like 1,500 calories a day, those men were starving and their body was literally dying and eating itself, and their metabolism slowed down like 40% or something, and they lose their muscle, they look like skeletons, and they lost their strength, they lost their sex drive. All they did every day was obsess about foods, think about foods, and some men even went totally crazy, like chopped off their like fingers and attacking each other, and then they went on and started like cheating, like binging, purging, like all this kind of eating disorder symptoms. And it wasn't complete starvation, it was only semi-starvation of 1500 calories a day. So yeah. So diet will definitely interfere with the intuitive eating. You will develop so many like eating disorder symptoms. But again, if it's working for you, like continue doing, and yeah. But if you feel something is wrong, it's not working, then you can maybe see that maybe the dieting is not the long-term something like what is sustainable long term, and maybe it's not working. And intuitive eating can actually provide like similar results, like losing weight, getting your normal hunger cues back, balancing your cravings, and yeah, being like happy and healthy. And science also proves it, like intuitive eating studies, and I also include these studies in my book, like in the last part of like intuitive eating. So yeah, if you're interested, you can read my book. But yeah, so this is it for today's video. Please let me know what you think, and please subscribe for future videos, and I hope you like this video. And yeah, okay, thank you for watching, and see you soon.